What's stopping you from becoming the strongest version of yourself? Is it the number on your birth certificate? Or is it the excuse you keep repeating every time you feel tired? The truth is, most people age not because their bodies fail, but because their will does. They surrender to the idea that getting older means getting weaker. They accept decline as destiny. But here's the brutal reality: age is not your enemy. Complacency is. Every single day, you are either building strength or losing it. There's no neutral ground. The person who lifts their own grocery bags, walks instead of drives, takes the stairs instead of the elevator, that person is not just staying active, they're defying the very concept of too old. And yet society teaches you to slow down as you get older, to rest more, to do less. Why? Because it's easier to manage weak people than strong ones. Fitness isn't about six-pack abs or lifting ridiculous weights in the gym. It's about mastering your own body. It's about the strength to carry your own life, the stamina to chase your goals, and the energy to keep showing up even when others have quit. Look around. The people who stay powerful into their 50s, 60s, even 70s don't have some magical gene. They simply never stopped moving. They built habits instead of excuses. Start with the basics. Move every day, walk, stretch, train. Your body is designed for movement. When you stop, it starts dying. Fuel yourself like a warrior, not like a victim. Junk food doesn't just kill your body, it kills your discipline. Every meal is a vote for strength or weakness. And never underestimate rest. Sleep isn't laziness. It's where your muscles rebuild, your hormones reset, your mind sharpens. Without it, you're just grinding yourself into the ground. Understand this: strength is not a physical trait. It's a decision. It's a promise you make to yourself that no matter your age, you will not go quietly into decline. You will fight for your body, for your energy, for your life. And that fight happens not once in a dramatic moment, but every single day in the choices you make when nobody's watching. There's a quote in The Art of Living that says, "We do not rise to the level of our expectations. We fall to the level of our training." That's the truth of fitness at any age. You won't suddenly become strong when you need to. You'll be as strong as you've trained yourself to be. And if you've been training your excuses more than your muscles, you'll pay the price. The question is, will you let time define you? Or will you define time? Will you live as a warning of what happens when discipline dies, or as proof that strength has no expiration date? The answer is in the mirror, in your daily choices, in the small victories that compound into unstoppable power. Your body is the vehicle that carries you through this life. Treat it like a machine built to win. Maintain it, fuel it, train it. And one day, when people look at you in disbelief and ask, "How are you still this strong at your age?" you'll know the truth. It wasn't luck. It wasn't genetics. It was a lifetime of choosing strength over surrender. Age is not a limitation. It's a story you've been told. And most people spend their lives believing it without ever questioning it. We're conditioned from childhood to think strength belongs to the young, that vitality has an expiration date, that once you cross a certain number, your body's best days are behind you. That belief becomes a cage, invisible but powerful. And the moment you accept it, you start living like it's true. You stop pushing as hard. You stop chasing new goals. You start calling your fatigue jing instead of laziness. You let your age dictate your potential. And in doing so, you hand over control of your life to a number. But here's the truth: most people will never tell you your body doesn't understand birthdays. It doesn't know how old you are. It only knows how you treat it. If you challenge it, it adapts. If you move it, it stays mobile. If you feed it, it thrives. And if you neglect it, it weakens, not because of age, but because of disuse. The reason a 30-year-old feels stronger than a 50-year-old isn't because of the years, it's because of the choices. The 30-year-old kept training, stayed disciplined, and respected their body. The 50-year-old stopped. Think of the people who are still running marathons at 60, lifting weights at 70, or hiking mountains at 80. They're not exceptions. They're examples of what's possible when you refuse to let age write your story. Their secret isn't some genetic lottery, it's mindset. They wake up and decide every day that age is not going to decide how far they can go. They understand that the decline people fear isn't inevitable, it's voluntary. When you start viewing age not as a limitation, but as a challenge, everything changes. You stop saying, I'm too old for this, and you start asking, how can I keep doing this better? You stop focusing on what you can't do and start building on what you can. That shift in thinking is the foundation of lifelong strength. Your body follows your mind, and if your mind believes you're still capable, your body will rise to the occasion. So stop counting the years and start counting the choices. Every rep, every meal, every walk, every hour of sleep. Those are the real numbers that define your strength. Age is just ink on a document. The real measure of vitality is how fiercely you live despite it. Strength and fitness are not built in a single day of motivation. They're forged through the fire of daily discipline. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes like the weather. Discipline is the decision to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. Most people wait for the perfect mood, the right energy, or the ideal moment to start working on their bodies. But that moment never arrives. The people who stay fit at any age are the ones who show up regardless of how they feel. They train when they're tired, they move when they're busy, and they make no excuses because they understand that strength is earned, not given. Think about a soldier preparing for battle. He doesn't train only on the days he feels inspired. He trains every day because he knows his life might depend on it. Your life does depend on it. Every workout you skip, every unhealthy choice you make, every day you choose comfort over effort, you're building weakness instead of strength. And weakness doesn't just mean a softer body. It means a weaker heart, slower reflexes, less resilience, and a shorter, less powerful life. The truth is, fitness is simple, but never easy. It's not about fancy gyms or complicated routines. It's about consistency. It's about waking up and doing the push-ups, going for the walk, lifting the weight, stretching the muscles again and again, day after day, even when no one is watching. Over time, those small, disciplined actions build a foundation that no age can break. Daily discipline also builds something deeper than physical strength. It builds self-respect. Every time you push through laziness, you prove to yourself that you're in control. Every time you choose action over excuses, you remind your mind that you are stronger than your comfort zone. That mindset doesn't just change your body, it transforms your entire life. So stop chasing motivation and start building discipline. Don't wait for the perfect time. Create it. Every rep you do, every choice you make, every step you take is a brick in the structure of lifelong strength. And when the years pass and others are slowing down, you'll keep moving forward. Not because you're lucky, but because you were disciplined enough to never stop. The body always follows the mind. And if your mind is weak, your body will never be strong. Most people try to change their bodies without first changing how they think. And that's why they fail. They see exercise as a punishment, diet as a burden, and discipline as torture. But the truth is, strength starts long before you pick up a dumbbell or run a mile. It starts with a decision inside your head. If your mind is convinced that you're too tired, too old, too busy, or too far gone, then your body will accept that story and behave accordingly. Look at any athlete, soldier, or high-performing individual. Their secret isn't just physical training, it's mental resilience. They understand that pain is temporary, that fatigue is a signal to push harder, and that discomfort is where growth begins. They don't quit when things get difficult because they've trained their minds to interpret difficulty as progress. That's why mindset isn't optional. It's the foundation. Without it, all the workouts, diets, and fitness plans in the world are meaningless. Mental toughness is built the same way muscles are, through repeated stress and adaptation. Every time you ignore the voice that says, stop, you strengthen it. Every time you show up on the days you don't feel like it, you harden your resolve. And eventually you reach a point where quitting isn't even part of your vocabulary. That's when the body starts to transform, not because you found the perfect workout, but because you built the unbreakable. Well, to see it through. There's a line from Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins that says, the most important conversations you'll ever have are the ones you have with yourself. And that's the truth. The dialogue in your head, the excuses, the doubts, the beliefs, they shape everything. If you tell yourself you're strong, capable, and relentless, your body will rise to match that identity. If you keep repeating that you're weak, tired, and too old, your body will give up before it even tries. So before you train your muscles, train your mindset. Talk to yourself like a warrior, not a victim. See challenges as opportunities, not obstacles. Push through the moments of weakness because that's where real strength is born. Once your mind becomes unstoppable, your body has no choice but to follow. Small, consistent habits will always outperform big, short-term efforts. Most people fail to stay fit not because they don't try hard enough, but because they try too hard, too fast, and then burn out. They join a gym, train for hours, follow an extreme diet, and expect overnight transformation. And when the results don't come instantly, they give up. But real strength and lasting fitness aren't built in a week of intensity. They're built in months and years of steady, deliberate effort. Think of your body like a bank account. Every push-up, every healthy meal, every early night of sleep is a deposit. One deposit won't make you rich, but 1,000 will. In the same way, one workout won't change your body, but the discipline of doing it consistently will completely transform you. That's why the people who stay strong at every stage of life don't rely on motivation or massive bursts of effort. They rely on habits. They build small, manageable routines into their daily lives, and they stick to them no matter what. It might be as simple as a 20-minute walk every morning, drinking enough water, stretching before bed, or choosing whole foods over processed junk. None of those actions feel revolutionary in the moment, but they stack up over time to create powerful results. The body rewards consistency more than intensity. It would rather have you train 5 days a week for 20 minutes than 1 day a week for 2 hours. Because what you do repeatedly becomes who you are. This principle applies to everything, not just fitness. The person who reads 10 pages of a book every day will know more than the one who reads an entire book once a year. The person who saves a small amount of money regularly will build more wealth than the one who tries to save a large amount only once. Your body works the same way steady effort compounds. So stop chasing perfection and start focusing on consistency. You don't need to be extreme. You just need to be committed. The goal isn't to do everything at once. It's to do something every day. Over time, those small habits become your lifestyle, and that lifestyle becomes the reason you're still strong, healthy, and capable, no matter how many candles are on your birthday cake. Movement is medicine. The most powerful, natural, and underrated form of health you will ever have. The human body was never designed to sit for hours, stare at screens, or live in a state of constant stillness. It was built to run, lift, stretch, climb, push, and explore. When you stop moving, you're not just losing strength, you're telling your body that it's no longer needed. And when the body feels unnecessary, it starts to shut down. Joints stiffen, muscles weaken, energy fades, and your entire system slows. But the moment you start moving again, everything changes. Blood flows, hormones balance, your heart pumps stronger, your lungs expand deeper, and your cells come alive. This is why people who stay active often look and feel decades younger than they are. They haven't discovered some magic secret. They've simply kept moving. Daily movement signals to your body that life is still happening, that it still needs to adapt, grow, and stay sharp. And the best part, it doesn't require hours in a gym or complex routines. Even the simplest forms of movement, walking, stretching, dancing, cycling, swimming, can transform your health when done consistently. Science backs this up again and again. Regular movement reduces the risk of almost every major disease: heart disease, diabetes, obesity, depression, even cognitive decline. It improves sleep, mood, digestion, memory, and immunity. It's not just about looking fit. It's about keeping every system in your body functioning at its best. And unlike pills or treatments, movement doesn't come with side effects. It's free, natural, and always available. But here's the key: movement is not a task to check off. It's a lifestyle. You don't finish moving, you integrate it into everything you do. Park farther away and walk. Take the stairs instead of the elevator. Stretch while watching TV. Play with your kids. Chase the sunset on a bike ride. The point isn't perfection, it's momentum. Every step, every stretch, every small act of movement keeps your body alive and engaged. The truth is, inactivity is the slowest form of self-destruction. And movement is the antidote. It's how you fight back against time, gravity, and weakness. It's how you remind your body that you're still in the game and you're not planning on sitting out any time soon. Nutrition is power. It's the fuel that decides how far your body can go, how strong it can become, and how long it will last. You can train like a warrior, but if you eat like a fool, you're fighting a losing battle. Most people treat food like entertainment instead of energy. They eat for taste, not for purpose. And then they wonder why they feel tired all the time, why their workouts don't work, why their bodies break down faster than they should. The truth is simple: your body is a machine, and what you put into it determines how it performs. Think about it. You wouldn't fill a high performance car with cheap, dirty fuel and expect it to win races. Yet people do this to their bodies every single day. They load themselves with processed junk, sugar, and chemicals, and then blame age or genetics for their lack of strength. But strength doesn't come from supplements, shortcuts, or miracle diets. It comes from consistent, intelligent nutrition. Real food, lean proteins, fresh vegetables, whole grains, healthy fats. These are the raw materials your body needs to repair, grow, and perform at its peak. The food you eat doesn't just affect your muscles. It affects everything: your energy, mood, focus, sleep, immune system, even how quickly you recover from training. A strong body begins in the kitchen. If your diet is built on discipline, your training will be effective. If it's built on convenience, your training will always fall short. And this isn't about restriction or starving yourself. It's about respect, respecting your body enough to give it the fuel it deserves. The key is to build habits, not follow trends. You don't need to chase every new diet or cut out entire food groups because someone on the internet said so. Focus on quality and balance. Eat foods that grow, foods that are close to their natural state, foods that have been fueling humans for centuries. Drink water like it's medicine, because it is. And remember, nutrition is not about perfection. It's about consistency. Even small improvements, repeated daily, will transform your health over time. In the end, your diet reflects how you value yourself. Junk food leads to a junk body. Powerful fuel builds a powerful body. And if you want to stay strong at any age, you must eat with intention. Every meal is a choice to build strength or weakness. Make enough of the right choices, and your body will reward you with energy, endurance, and a level of vitality most people only dream about. Rest and recovery are not signs of weakness. They're essential parts of strength. Most people think getting stronger is all about how hard they train, how much weight they lift, or how many hours they grind. But real growth doesn't happen in the gym. It happens in the space between workouts. It's during rest that your muscles repair, your nervous system resets, your hormones rebalance, and your body builds back stronger than it was before. Without proper recovery, you're not building strength. You're just breaking yourself down. The problem is we live in a culture that glorifies exhaustion. People wear sleepless nights and overtraining like badges of honor, believing that pushing harder is always the answer. But pushing without recovery is like revving an engine without oil. It might go fast for a while, but eventually it will burn out. Your body needs downtime, not as a luxury, but as a requirement. It's in those moments of rest that all your effort finally pays off. Sleep is the most powerful recovery tool you have. It's not just about feeling rested. It's where muscle growth happens, where memories form, where hormones like testosterone and growth hormone surge, fueling strength and vitality. Consistently getting quality sleep can do more for your body than any supplement or fancy workout ever could. And recovery isn't just about sleep. It's about active recovery too. Stretching, mobility work, light movement, and even mindful breathing all help your body heal and prepare for the next challenge. But perhaps the most overlooked part of recovery is mental rest. Your mind needs breaks just as much as your muscles do. Chronic stress, constant noise, and a relentless pace can drain your energy faster than any workout. Taking time to disconnect, reflect, and recharge isn't laziness. It's strategy. It's how you come back sharper, stronger, and more focused than before. True strength is not about going nonstop. It's about knowing when to push and when to pause. It's about balance, the perfect rhythm of effort and recovery. If you master that balance, you don't just stay strong, you become unstoppable. Because while others burn out chasing short-term results, you'll keep building power that lasts a lifetime. Rest is not quitting, it's preparation. And it's the reason the strongest people aren't just strong today, they're strong for decades. Your future strength depends entirely on the choices you make today. Too many people live as if tomorrow is guaranteed, as if they'll have the time later to start training, to eat better, to take care of themselves. But tomorrow is built on today. Every action you take right now either pushes you closer to being stronger in the future or drags you toward weakness and decline. The body you will live in 10 years from now is the result of the decisions you make in this moment. Think about it. If you choose discipline today, your future self reaps the reward. If you train your body, even in small ways, you will build a foundation that carries you into your later years with power and vitality. But if you choose laziness, if you keep postponing, if you keep fueling yourself with junk and treating your health like an afterthought, your future self will pay the price. You'll feel every excuse you ever made in the form of fatigue, illness, and regret. The beauty of this truth is that it puts control back in your hands. You are not at the mercy of time. Time simply multiplies whatever you feed it. Feed it discipline, you'll get strength. Feed it neglect, and you'll get weakness. That's why the best investment you can ever make is in your own health. Unlike money, unlike possessions, unlike status, your body is the one thing you carry with you until the very end. Your future is watching you right now. It's waiting to see whether you'll step up or stay stuck. Imagine yourself 20 years from now. Will you look back with pride knowing you chose strength when it was hard, or with regret knowing you surrendered when it mattered most? The answer lies in your daily habits, your mindset, and your willingness to do what others won't. So understand this: the future version of you is not built by chance. It's built by choice. The choice to move today, the choice to eat clean today, the choice to rest when needed, to push when it's time, and to never give in to excuses. Make enough of those choices, and when the years pass, you won't just be older. You'll be stronger, sharper, and more alive than you ever imagined.